What's up everyone? Thank you for joining my video. My name is Devin Dublin. I'm a senior at Hobart William Smith Colleges, which basically just means that I'm going to be graduating at the end of this year in May. I'm currently living in Geneva, New York. So I'm from Geneva and I go to college in Geneva. And a little bit about myself is I love the outdoors. I love going on bike rides, hiking, fishing, and I spent a lot of time up north in upstate New York, in the Adirondack region in particular. So just being outdoors is something that I really love and enjoy and try to do whenever I can. So while we're on the topic of the outdoors, I wanted to talk to you guys about a book series that I really enjoyed when I was growing up, and that is called the Adirondack Kids. And so these are a series written by Justin and Gary Van Riper, their father and son combination, and they follow the adventures of Justin Robert, Jackie Salisbury, and Nick Barnes as they adventure throughout the Adirondack region in upstate New York. There's 10 books in the series currently, and throughout them they visit all different parts of the Adirondacks, and it's really cool because for those of you who don't know, the Adirondacks is only about 3 hours from Geneva, so it's interesting to think about all of these stories that are taking place in a location that isn't too far from our hometown in Geneva. So I would highly recommend this series for anyone who's interested in the sort of things I was talking about in the beginning of the video, hiking, fishing, riding bikes, anything like that, as well as adventure, mystery, suspense. The Van Ripers do a really awesome job of capturing all of that throughout the stories of these kids. And if you're into mystery and that sort of thing as a genre, then I would highly suggest these books for you. So if you don't have access to these books currently, and I know it can be difficult given the point in time that we're in, I'm encouraging you to write a short story yourself about any particular time you had an experience outside with something. Maybe it's a funny story, maybe it involves your family, maybe something happened while you were on a hike, something like that. So right now I'm challenging you to pause the video, write a quick story of your own, and I'm going to do the same right now, and I'll come back to you and read mine, and then we'll see what we have at the end. Okay, so I just completed my story of The Mystery of the Missing S'more. So here we go. When I was about 10 years old, my family and I traveled to the Adirondack Mountains for a few days in the summer. During our trip, we spent a lot of time sitting around the campfire, eating snacks, and roasting marshmallows. Every night when it came close to bedtime, my parents told us that it was very important to pick up all of the food, and at the time I was very confused as to why. Out of curiosity, I decided to make one last s'more, but instead of eating it, I would place it on a rock near our campsite to see what would happen. When I woke up in the morning, I ran out to the same rock to find that the s'more was missing. To my own excitement, and against my parents' will, I repeated this experiment every night for the rest of our trip. I had guessed that an animal was taking the s'mores, but what was it? A squirrel? A bird? Maybe a fox? My curiosity was at an all-time high. On the last day of our trip, I still hadn't determined what it was that was eating the s'mores. As we walked with our bags to our car to return home, I heard a rustling in the trees. I quickly spun around and looked up to see a bear cub sitting on a branch staring back at me, with nothing but a s'more in his hand. I smiled the whole way home as I thought of how happy the young bear must have been to find a treat waiting for him on the rock every night. The end. So that's a kind of true story that I just wrote quickly. So I'm interested to see or hear what you guys have written. So if you want to comment below something about the story you have, that would be awesome. So that's going to wrap up this video. Again, I highly recommend the book series, Adirondack Kids. You can find them online, probably in your local library, anything like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I encourage you to keep writing and keep being creative with whatever you're doing to stay busy during this time. Thank you.